Hey there, welcome to another episode of Kurt's Corner. Thanks for coming out. I'll try and make this as quick as possible. I've been in a lot of conversation today with some pro-Trump people who seem to think that progressives or liberals or anybody who's against Donald Trump right now, they're claiming that we are whining because we lost the election. I'd like to clarify something from my standpoint of view. There have been some horrible presidents since I was old enough to know what was going on in politics, so that'll take us back to around 1976. So you can count the years, roughly 41 years. And we've had some bad presidents, but nobody, including Nixon, because I was pretty young, that I thought was incapable of holding the office of the President of the United States. But then we get this guy. Now you can call it whining if you wish, but it has nothing to do with the fact that he beat Hillary. It's a fact that he's just an idiot. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. Number one, the fact that he's an idiot. Number two, the fact that he might have been colluding with the Russians in order to win this election. We already know, and it has been proven, that they hacked into the DNC. What nobody talks about is the fact that they also hacked into the RNC, but failed to release any of their information. This guy is a flat-out liar, and I'll tell you what I mean. First, it was the size of his inauguration. We all know what's true and what's not true. Then this weekend, he claims that Obama bugged or tapped Trump Tower.
Does intelligence exist that can definitively answer the following question, whether there were improper contacts between the Trump campaign and Russian officials?
We did not include any evidence in our report, and I say our, that's NSA, FBI, and CIA with my office, the Director of National Intelligence, that had anything, that had any reflection of collusion between members of the Trump campaign and the Russians. There was no evidence of that included in our report.
I understand that, but does it exist?
Not to my knowledge.
If it existed, it would have been in this report.
This could have unfolded or become available in the time since I left the government.
Now, the third thing I want to bring up, because I'm leading up to something, is he believes, or he says he believes, that 3 to 5 million people voted illegally. All 3 to 5 million of those people voted for Hillary and not him.
Does the president believe that millions voted illegally in this election, and what evidence do you have of widespread voter fraud in this election, if that's the case?
The president does believe that. He has stated that before. I think he stated his concerns of voter fraud and people voting illegally during the campaign. And he continues to maintain that belief based on studies and evidence that people have presented to him.
But exactly what evidence? Speaker Ryan today said there's no evidence. The National Association of Secretaries of State say that they don't agree with the president's assessment. What evidence do you have?
As I said, I think the president has believed that for a while based on studies and information he has. John Roberts.
Okay, I can deal with the lies. Every politician lies. We all know that. We're going to use taxpayer money to investigate Trump Tower being bugged, when all he has to do is pick up a phone and ask a question and get his answer. We're going to spend money on that. We're spending money on an investigation into these $3 to $5 million illegal voters. Let's piss some money away. That's on top of the money that we piss away for him going to Mar-a-Lago and his kids gallivanting around the world doing whatever deals they're doing. But there is no investigation into Russian hacking, which we know without a shadow of a doubt occurred. The State Department, Department of Justice, the FBI, and 15 other agencies agree that the hacking did occur. But for some strange reason, there is no investigation. 33 times and $7 million was spent on Hillary Clinton and Benghazi investigations. What do you think it would take to investigate Russian hacking? Just once. That's all it would take. Just once. Not 33 times. We have a travel ban again that will take effect next week. Now, according to all sources, that's all sources, CNN, Fox, all sources. This is the same travel ban. It does the exact same thing as a previous travel ban. And they put it out again. It's like a third grader turned in his homework assignment. He brought it in. The teacher said that's not good enough. So the kid went home and got his parents. They brought that same thing back. The teacher told his parents it was no good. So he said, the third grader, he said, well, I'll just do it again. So what he did is he went home. He took 2 weeks to write that paper all over again. But when he brought it back to the teacher, it was the same exact shit. This is a guy who's running our country. That's next to the head of Department of Education, who wants to get rid of public education. That's next to the head of the EPA, who's been trying to dismantle the EPA for years. That's next to the guy running HUD, who says that slaves were immigrants. That means that one day they were all sitting on a beach in Africa, and they looked at each other and they said, hey, let's go on a cruise to America in the bottom of some frickin' ships. Last but not least, we have two. We have a redneck attorney general who's already had to recuse himself. And we have a Secretary of State who has an oil deal with Vladimir Putin that, should it go through, will be worth $500 million. And I'm supposed to put my faith and my trust in this bonehead that people are calling president now. I don't think that's going to happen. I'm taking odds. I'm taking odds that this guy is out of office by December. But I want you to make no mistake. Every single one of those Republican senators is going to stick by Trump, no matter what, until their agenda is pushed through. When they get done all the crap they want to get done, when they're done wrecking everything they want to wreck, when they're done taking all of your benefits, when they're done giving you pay raises, when they're done with all of that, they're going to kick Donald Trump to the curb. Hopefully, we get to that point before he lifts sanctions on Russia, and Tillerson and Putin and Trump, all three, get to that oil. So with all that being said, we're back to the healthcare agreement, which the Republicans can't agree with the Democrats on, and the Republicans can't agree with the Republicans on. Now, there's only two small problems with this American Health Care Act, I believe they're calling it. The first one is, if you choose to accept this health care and you let your insurance lapse for more than 63 days, you will have to pay a penalty. Now, the penalty is basically the same kind of thing you'd have to do if you filed your income taxes and told them you didn't have insurance the year before. They fined you and you had to pay the IRS. Now, what the Republicans have done is they said, if you let your insurance lapse for 63 days or more, they're going to fine you. But you're going to pay your fine to the insurance companies. Now, let that sink in. Part of this bill says that you're going to pay your fines to the insurance company. I wonder how hard the insurance companies have been lobbying. This administration is not going to take care of the little guy. He's going to take care of the big insurance agencies. That's the number one problem with this new act. The second problem is, how are they going to pay for it? They are avoiding this question like the plague. So, my question to you, or my task for those who may agree with me, because believe me, Sean and Paul and a whole bunch of other people, I know you don't agree with me, but if you agree with me, I'd ask you to call your representative and try and get the answer to that question before they try and roll this bullshit deal out. Travel ban. Same shit, different day. But they took Iraq out because we have Iraqis that help us when we're fighting over there. But still, I don't understand why Saudi Arabia is not on that list. Now, I believe 7 of the 11 hijackers were Saudis. You can check me. I'm not sure that's the correct number. I know I'm close. But Donald Trump does business in Saudi Arabia. Is that a coincidence or what? I'll just leave you with this. I can remember people telling me, how many people died mysteriously around Clinton. Just take a look at how many Russians involved with Trump and Putin are dying mysteriously. Ooh, I believe it's about 7 in the last 3 weeks. Yeah. So, let's hope for an investigation into the Trump-Russia ties. Let's hope that the Republicans will make John Boehner a liar because, as he said, point blank, and I quote, in his 25 years as a U.S. Senator, the Republicans never once agreed among themselves on a health bill. Hey, this is Kurt at Kurt's Corner. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.